North Idaho is absolutely stunning, growing, and blowing up. But there are definitely some pros and cons to living here. Been here my whole life, so in this video I'm going to be discussing those pros, those cons, and a few things that are kind of right up in between the middle. Could go either way. So if you really want to know how it's like to live here in North Idaho, stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jackson Wilkey. I absolutely love being born, raised, and living right here in the North Idaho area. So if you are new to this channel and you literally want to know everything about North Idaho and Eastern Washington, what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the little bell so you're notified. Every time we do a new video, we'll also be going live each week, so you can come and ask your questions as well. And if you are moving, we literally get phone calls, texts, emails every day from people moving and relocating here, and we absolutely love it. If you're even thinking about moving, relocating anywhere around here, make sure you reach out to us and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back when moving to Northern Idaho. All right, so let's talk about those pros, cons, and you're really going to want to stay tuned to the very end to catch those ones that are right in the middle, because those could be the deciding factor for you. All right, so we're going to start off with some of the pros. Now, this is going to kind of be a little bit different than what you're thinking, but Northern Idaho is literally the most walkable place ever. Now, when you think of walkable, you're always thinking of downtown San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, where you have this walkability to shops, restaurants, bars, and stuff. But here in Northern Idaho, the walkability is you go out your back door, your front door, side door, and you can literally head up the mountains to some trails. You can run around a lake, and yes, you can actually get to downtown Coeur d'Alene, Hayden, any of these areas that have some shops, restaurants, bars. But the one thing you'll see here, it's super active. So yes, you are walkable. Literally just go outside. The kids are always riding bikes. You have a lake to go fishing at. You have, any of the boardwalks on Hayden, any of these areas, the dike on Coeur d'Alene, to just get panoramic views and really get your exercise in. So yes, we are super walkable. In fact, we have the Tubbs Hill Trail, which is right at the Coeur d'Alene Resort, kind of the pinnacle of Northern Idaho, and that is a 2.5 mile loop around, which is, can be tough. There's some different trails. There's rock jumping, so you'll see, the crazy kiddos jumping off the rocks. Used to do it all the time, still do. And then you have, up in the northern part of Hayden, you have the English Point area. This is equestrian trails, this is hiking trails, and it's really forested around Hayden Lake. So really good hiking, bike riding, challenging hills. We even have the Ironman here because of it too. So yes, very walkable, incredible nature, and beautiful views. So the next pro is that, we still have that small town feel. And as for locals, guys like myself who've been here my whole life, and friends, buddies, whatever, we definitely see the growth, and sometimes it can be overwhelming, but at the end of the day, we know it's good for everything. I mean, this is a town that was literally formed and created from mining and logging, and that's really what it was. You'll still see remnants of that, and you still have, one mill here and some mining going on in Kellogg, but a lot of that has died off because of all the tourism that comes here, and obviously all the people that are moving here. So a lot of the job structure around here is construction and has to do with building these houses, these roads, and expansion. But yeah, it still has the small town feel. I mean, you go to downtown Coeur d'Alene, you got Sherman. Sherman Ave is, the staple, and it really is not too big. It's about 6-8 blocks. You can go, to the north and south a block or two and find some other shops and restaurants, bars, but it's pretty small. But yes, that is one thing that people truly like when they come here, the small town feel. Again, everywhere you look around is 360 views of mountains and trees. So it's just, yeah, it still has that small town feel. We definitely know as locals that it's growing like crazy, but you can still get away really quickly. So that's going to go right into one of the biggest pros that we have is the summertime here. You can't beat North Idaho summer. You truly can't. We literally have some of the most gorgeous lakes. We got the third deepest lake west of the Mississippi, which is Pend Oreille, if you're looking at that. I know we got a lot of weird names, Coeur d'Alene, Pend Oreille, but Pend Oreille is up north. So there's a town up there called Bayview. A lot of retirees move up there because there's not a lot going on, very quiet, but you actually have floating houses out there. And so yes, Bayview is on Pend Oreille, that's on the south end. You can go up into Sandpoint, and you have tons and tons of lake living around there. Really cool bays. So then you have, Coeur d'Alene Lake, that's probably like the staple. That's where everybody goes. And then me, I'm a Hayden guy. You're going to hear me talking Hayden a lot. I love Hayden Lake. Got a boat on there. Lived around there my whole life. My mom still lives on Hayden Lake. But yes, I'm talking you're boating around these lakes that are absolutely pristine. A lot of them have sandbars where you can beach your boat and get out, and you're wading in like waist deep water, drinking a brewski, throwing the football, whatever. So you're going to meet a lot of people that have cabins on the lake or mansions on the lake, and you get to enjoy those as well. So summertime here is just unbeatable, and it's electric. You go outside and people are just active. It's crazy how much our little town grows in the summertime. All right, so I think the biggest pro of living in Northern Idaho is the diversity of living. This is something that is so unique to here, because if you want brand new construction, literally there's miles and miles and miles of houses that literally you can pick the finishes. They're building so many houses in the Rathrum and Post Falls Prairie that like right now you get that brand new house absolutely the way you want it. There's a bunch that are already done. If you're coming quick, like get a hold of us, we can literally find one that's done and turnkey. You don't need to do anything. If you want to live up in the mountains, literally 5-10 minutes, like my dad literally lives about 7 minutes from downtown Coeur d'Alene, and he backs up to National Forest. You can literally take, and I've done it, my four-wheeler, go up behind his house, and without touching a main road at all, you can literally get over to Montana. So you also have lake living. You can live Lake Coeur d'Alene, Hayden Lake, Lake Pend Oreille, Avondale Lake, all of these different styles of lakes. If you want to wake up and just look at the most gorgeous scenery in lake ever, you can do that and still be minutes from downtown. You also have river living. So the Spokane River is giant. It feeds right into Coeur d'Alene Lake. There's lots of actual condos and stuff built on there that have boat slips too. So if you're interested in that, one that's less uptake, you don't really need to take care of anything, there's that. And also there's some of the biggest houses I've ever seen down that river. And then literally you have acreage. If you want to just get outside of town a little bit, especially that area like Athol and Spirit Lake, there's Highway 41. It runs east and west from Highway 95 all the way over to basically Spirit Lake. There are 5-acre new construction developments going there right now to where you can get this big house. You can retire there maybe, or if you're bringing the family, you just want your space. 5 acres, no neighbors, but literally close to these downtown areas. So the diversity of living is amazing. That's one thing we specialize in. I know every square inch. In fact, I've put the power into the majority of these places, as I used to be a journeyman lineman for the local cooperative running power lines. So I literally know every inch of these areas. We just got to find out exactly what you like in your lifestyle. So let's jump into the cons and we'll go over those. So the one thing I talked about, that small town feel, the con to that is, like I said, a lot of the jobs around here are going to be around the construction industry. There's not a lot of corporate structure. And what I mean by that is you don't have these Amazons, you don't have Microsofts or any of those. So I know a lot of my friends, close friends, family members, whatever, they've either builders, they're painters, they're construction workers. So if you're coming here looking for work, yes, I mean there is some corporate jobs and stuff, but a lot of that's going to be more towards like Liberty Lake and Spokane. But as for like Coeur d'Alene, Hayden and stuff, you're not going to find it as much. Like I said, it's real estate agents and people building houses. It's about what it is. No, there's more than that. But yes, if you're looking for like that big corporate job here, you're probably going to want to look more Eastern Washington area. All right, so this next con is for, the people again who are local, is the traffic. So yes, we do not have major freeway systems. We have I-90 that runs east and west, goes from Montana to Spokane, and then you literally have 95, which runs north to south. So we got 2. That's really it. And so you coming from a busy city, maybe California, somewhere bigger, you're going to be like, holy crap, that's it? That's not traffic. Yes, I know. But for us and some of our smaller roads, I don't think North Idaho was truly built to, have this much growth. So some of our internal roads like Government Way, 4th Street, 15th Street, those are our main ones that run north-south. They can get really bogged up. They did an incredible job with Government Way in the last year or two, expanding that. That was a 2-lane, just 1 lane each way road that went literally from Hayden all the way into downtown Coeur d'Alene, and it was bad. It was literally jammed up forever. So they're widening things as much as they can, but just expect a little teeny highway, Highway 95, if you're trying to get maybe from Sandpoint to Hayden or Hayden to the freeway to go to Spokane in the mornings in these rush hour times, it's going to be backed up. So you coming from the bigger cities, if you do come from a bigger city, it's probably going to be nothing for you, but just expect this little town has some traffic. So the other con is, we don't really have any giant malls, shopping centers, nothing like that. We do have Silver Lake Mall, and that was the jam back when I was a kid. When that thing popped in between Hayden and Coeur d'Alene, it had a tilt arcade. it was life. But now it's pretty much a ghost town. So if you want the shopping, that kind of stuff, we do have Riverstone. So that's kind of a newer shopping center as of about 5-8 years ago. There's actually living there. I've had a few friends have 2-bed, 3-bed condos right there. So you have a Regal Cinemas, Azumi's, a couple of these different shops and whatever. If you want decor, one of my best buddy's wives has the white brick interior right there. Incredible stuff. So there is a little bit of shopping in that center right there. There's some restaurants. It's right on the Spokane River, so it's absolutely gorgeous right there. But then you have downtown Coeur d'Alene, which is Sherman Ave. They have some shops and that kind of stuff. And then if you go up to Sandpoint, their main strip has it. But as for like your big giant shopping malls, got to go to Spokompton. So Spokane Valley Mall is really big. That's where we always go if you got to actually hit a mall, or all the way into Spokane to hit Northtown Mall. So yes, the big shopping and stuff. So for us, we don't really mind. It's just not ever been something that we truly needed. For us, we got our local hunting and fishing stores. So Black Sheep, Sportsman's Warehouse, those things. We even have a Cabela's in Post Falls because we're big outdoorsmen. So that's what we have. But yeah, if you want all the shopping and stuff, you will have to go to Spokane Valley Mall. Or Northtown. Now that brings up the other con. We do not have an airport here. So we do have an airport in Hayden. It's private. So if you are one of those type of people, I actually have a best friend who owns a jet brokerage. So we can help you find that jet and we can help you get into the Hayden airport. But other than that, you're going to have to go to Spokane from Hayden. Even rush hour times, you're looking at probably, to be safe, 50 minutes to get all the way to the airport. Same with Coeur d'Alene. I mean, you're talking 45 minutes to be safe. Sometimes with no traffic, you can really buzz there quickly and get there in about 30-35 minutes. So yes, you will not be able to fly right into Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, in these areas unless you got private aviation. All right, so now I want to really talk about those things that are right in the middle, and this could go either way. The first one is winter. So for some people, winter is what we love. There's definitely aspects of winter that are amazing. I love ice fishing, snowboarding, snowmobiling, and just taking the kids. You tie a rope to the back of the four-wheeler and you drag them around. They really love that. But at the other side of that, winter can be forever. In fact, just this last year, it started snowing in September. So that's usually not common, but you can't expect September snow showers. That melted away and then came back in October. So I've definitely done some trick-or-treating in my day in a couple feet of snow. And then some years we'll never get snow all the way up through Christmas, so you'll have a blank Christmas, no snow. But I do want to say that, the winter does bring all of snowboarding. You literally within an hour can go to Silver Mountain, Schweitzer Mountain, 49 degrees north, 4th of July Pass, which has Lookout Mountain. And there is incredible skiing just literally within an hour in any direction. You also have ice fishing, you have hiking. Like snowshoeing is one of the biggest things around here, or cross-country skiing. Again, you'll see people just along the side of the road doing this stuff. So winter activities are really cool. And when that first snowfall hits, it's actually really cool to see. The town really enjoys it. A lot of people outside enjoying that snow. But the other part of that, sometimes it can go into April, May. I've seen snow in June. We've even had snow up in the tips of the mountains around us in early July, but obviously doesn't affect the town. But yes, I mean, it can go 6 months long, or some years it goes 1 or 2 months long. The winter can definitely be a killer, but the good thing about that, when we get that heavy snowpack, it fills those mountains, which will fill our rivers and our lakes. So the years that we don't get a lot of snow are kind of easy on you, but you'll see the rivers and the lakes really start getting a little shallow and showing those banks a little too much. So it's good to get that snowpack. Okay, the other one that's right down the middle is boating. Now, boating is like a must when you come to Northern Idaho, but here's the deal. There's so many people coming here. If you are going to be launching your boat, it's going to take you a long time, because literally weekends or afternoons, I've seen the boat ramp, especially on Hayden, be back a couple miles. So you literally have to park your vehicle a mile, 2 miles down the road and walk all the way back to your car. So you're going to want to look into boat moorage, storing it, or hey, if you want a lake place, like we literally can find you the most incredible lake place that's close to whatever you need to be to, so that you have your own dock. But boat moorage is getting pretty expensive. You're going to look, I'm just going to say broadly because of size of boat and stuff. On the low end, you're going to be $2,000 for the year. And I mean, you're getting a couple months of boating all the way up into $3-4 grand, but it's worth it. That's what I always do. Got a pontoon boat. You'll see pontoon boats, and you see wake surf boats, and then fishing boats. But Getting that store to where you can just drive right down to a private dock and go is going to be so worth it for you. So these are just some of the pros and cons, and it comes from my perspective of living here my whole life. If you want to know more of those, or if you want to know more about Northern Idaho and living here, that's what we do. We help people move, relocate here, and we absolutely love it. Literally reach out day, nights, weekends. We never stop working to help you with your move to Northern Idaho and Eastern Washington. The only way to do that, you got to reach out and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. However you want to get a hold of us, we got your back on moving to North Idaho. Until our next video, we'll catch you later.